So here we have I, and this is, let's say R0, right? But R0 is not what influences long-term investment.
Right.
It's R long-term, which is R short-term, which is what's there, plus the term structure effect, plus the default premium.
Got it.
Okay? So it's R0 is what the Fed controls.
Yeah.
And now, suppose that the term structure effect, let's say the difference between short-term and long-term, let's say that goes down. What will happen? What will happen to investment? If this is what investment depends on, and this goes down, what happens to investment? Goes up. So you notice it's going to be the same R0, the same short-term rate, but because the term structure effect went down, we see an increase in investment.
Right.
That's what QE did. QE affected the term structure effect.
Okay.
By buying lots of long-term debt, they pushed the difference between long and short-term down.
Okay.
And that, their goal, and maybe it happened, it's very hard to tell, that went up. And so the result was that, you know what the difference was? Like 2%. I mean, it wasn't a huge increase, but it looked like GDP went from 0 to 1, and maybe the difference was like 2%. It's not a huge, but it's better than nothing.
Right.
So that was the goal of QE.
Okay.
So in your case, it's the opposite of what you were talking about. In this case, let's say consumer or investor sentiment goes up, right? So suppose that means investment line goes up. How would that change on the? How would that change the IS? So here we have YR. How would that change this diagram? Sorry, MP. Kanan, how would that change this diagram? Suppose that investor sentiment or the term structure effect went down.
So when it increases,
It would increase. So what happened to output?
it increases,
Right, and notice that the short-term rate is unchanged.
so it has to shift.
It shifts.
I understand, but okay,
Right? And now we're here.
okay, but on the other graph that we did before, but you said interest rate was supposed to increase or decrease at some point.
Yes, but that's because I'm assuming that Y0 is a recession. And I'm assuming that maybe here is Y potential. So the Fed is not going to want to raise rates because we're getting back to potential. So they don't want to raise rates at that time.
Okay.
But what I was saying before, suppose that government spending increases. Or let's say you want to know about investor sentiment?
Yeah.
So suppose investors become really pessimistic.
Yeah. So they invest less.
They invest less. This goes down.
Yeah.
It would shift it back.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And then what would the Fed do? Let's say this is full employment. What would the Fed do?
So they decrease interest rate.
Decrease interest rates. So now we have MP01, right? And now we have a lower interest rate.
But by decreasing interest rate, investment increases, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing.
So that's why this would push this back up.
All right.